Well, what if you want to still kind of do it all in one shot, right? You want to get somebody who doesn't know you within a short period of time to want to buy your course, right? In kind of like, one sort of sitting or one sort of activity. Well, you can still do that. There are many different ways you can do that. The first way, and I'm going to cover five of my favorite, kind of what the funnels here. We'll kind of go through them, give you some tactical approaches on how to cover it. The first one is pre-selling something. Okay. So this is a really interesting concept for people who just have an idea, who maybe not have started their course and they have an idea for a course. And you can start this funnel by just having a simple social post. So you see this a lot of time if you pay attention on your social feed. I was thinking about doing this, or I was thinking about running a workshop on this, or I was thinking about producing a download for this sort of topic. This is the start of a pre-sale funnel because people start engaging in that post. They're like, yes, that's a great idea. I'd love that. And it kind of creates this viral effect within your social network. Okay. And essentially that is going to lead them to this idea that you have to deliver something to them. And, in the case you can pre-sell a workshop very easily. You can even pre-sell, a membership or even a lead magnet. I've seen people do as well. And in this case, what you're doing is you're setting up kind of a small set of founding members. So you don't need the hundreds, you need more of the tens, right? Or maybe even, less than 20 people to sign up for this. And you could definitely, charge for this as well. Something I call like a no-brainer pricing is really literally anything under $100. Typically $27 to $97 is something that people don't really think twice about when they get this live access to you or a pre-sale access to this content that you're going to deliver. And the great thing about this strategy is you're really going to be getting validation on your idea. And the goal for this is to really get the validation, but also that social proof that you need to go bigger the next time, right? So now you have this small set of people coming in, high quality, getting some social proof from them on how well this particular thing has done for them. And now you can use that in the next go around where you go even bigger. Okay. So this idea of pre-selling, something is a great way for you to kind of, rapidly convert an audience because you're going to be engaged with them quite well. So, all right, here's the next one of my favorite ideas. What the funnel ideas is number 2 is the micro workshop. Okay. A micro workshop, we're talking about less than 90 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, where you're going to do one thing. I call this like the one question workshop, where you're going to work on something very specific, like very micro, a micro win. Why? Because you want the person that is going through this workshop to get a result. Like you want to have them have instant satisfaction. You also want to make it easy on yourself to deliver this workshop by not having to produce this really complicated, course and really just focus on one thing, one problem you can solve for for these groups of people. This is not a webinar. A webinar is more of, a typical sort of sales strategy. This is a workshop, get stuff done workshop, where I'm suggesting you do it live. When you're doing it live, it's a different sort of energy than having things pre-recorded where people know they can watch at any point in time. When people sign up for this workshop, it's going to be date-based. And because it's date-based, you're going to be at an advantage because people signed up to commit to that date. They're not going to sign up if they know they can't attend that day. So you already have people that signed up. They want to do it, right? They've already told you, they already validated your idea, and they show up for the workshop. Now you deliver the workshop, teach them this one thing that you can do, and now you're a hero to them essentially because you just solved their problem right then and there. At the end of the workshop, they're leaving with a result, right? And at the end of the workshop, either, because it's a short period of time, you could kind of pitch the next thing, which could be either another workshop or promote your course, or you can also do it in a follow-up sequence. Thank you for attending the workshop. I think you'd like to do this thing next, right? So everything that you're doing here, even though it's at the micro level, it's going to lead to something else, right? And because you're doing it in this live fashion, even if somebody joined and they knew nothing about you, you're doing it live. You're showing them how you teach. They're connecting with you on a personal level. You solve their problem. they're going to want more from you. Do you think they're really going to go back to Google and start searching around? No, that's a waste of time. They found somebody that's helped them. Now they want more. And now you have a set of customers that are ready to go on to the next thing. All right. So item number three, favorite item number three is an extension of that. This is a mini series cohort. So this is essentially a workshop style, but the content is dripped over a specific date range. So let's say, in March, we're going to run a mini series cohort, 5 days. We're going to teach you to go from this to this. And the content is going to be dripped out over those 5 days. And this is really great because number one, again, it has that ingredients of the specific date range. So you have the commitment for you to produce and for your audience to also attend and also to get their money's worth because they're there live. But it really creates a great learning pattern. Maybe in this case, you have a concept that's a little bit more than a one question workshop, but it's still not massive. It's still not like overwhelming. It's still not unachievable. You want people to get results in this mini series cohort. You want everybody to succeed because you want to set it up for the next big thing, right? This learning style is you have something that could be pre-recorded to teach them a concept. They learn it. You have a social community attached to it. So now you're discussing that concept right then and there. And now you're kind of creating a wave of momentum for people to make progress. And it really just creates this massive momentum, both inside and also afterwards, because now you can rinse and repeat that mini series cohort. Maybe you do it every other month. And each time you iterate on that mini series cohort, it gets better and better. And also, by the way, every single time you do that, you have a set of social proof testimonials from every single person that has attended that workshop. And maybe the people who didn't have success, that's not a fail because you still can realize, what you can do better by doing it in this way, by having everybody focus on content all at the same time and kind of getting them through there. Typically in this case, at the end of this cohort, you'd have like a graduation sort of ceremony where you celebrate everybody's success. And then that's where you can kind of, upsell them or pitch them to the next thing. This is a perfect opportunity for you to also upsell them towards a membership because they might want some continuing accountability or continuing coaching from you, which is really great for a subscription-based, membership product. So really, really love, this is probably one of my, the favorite one out of the 5 that I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit here because we're running out of time. Number 4, now we get into those things you still have to have an audience, or start to build one, whether a social following or a really small, audience. The next 2 I'm going to share with you is how do you borrow an audience. This is a be a guest, right? Funnel. Essentially, you're going to conduct that same micro workshop on somebody else's live stream. So now here's a virtual summit where you have a lot of speakers to kind of compete with, so to speak. But if you go on somebody else's live stream, it's you and them. You're being positioned as an expert already. So you're coming into an audience that because the host of this live stream, who they speak to. It's your same audience, but they do something else to them. You're coming in as a qualified expert, and the audience is super qualified. So it really sets you up for kind of siphoning from that audience to get people into your world. Okay. And essentially you're going to be doing the same sort of, whether it's that, one question workshop or a mini workshop, in that live stream, but on somebody else's platform. So you can leverage that audience and quickly, get them over to your side. This really creates a really high conversion rate when you're leveraging other people's audiences. Here's another one of my favorites because this is how I started my business inside of Thinkific. I became a group hero. So go into a Facebook group in your niche. You'll find them very easily. And what's inside of a Facebook group? People who are asking questions, who have problems, who are complaining. Perfect opportunity for you to look like a hero. How do you look like a hero? You solve their problem. You answer them in a prolific way. You give them value. You're not sharing links and saying, hey, buy my course. You're basically solving their problem quicker, better than anybody else inside that group. And you're going to quickly become a hero. And you're tapping into that audience like instantly. And you can quickly build out your audience from that group. How do you do that? Well, they're going to find you inside your Facebook profile or other social profiles. They're going to see the links to your website or to your lead magnet, and they're eventually going to get to your audience. So it may not be as quick as, going on somebody else's live stream, but is definitely a great way to kind of, rapidly build your audience by leveraging somebody else's Facebook group. Okay. Now, of course, you can't be spammy inside there. So there's rules you need to follow, but there's definitely a great way for you to just provide valuable content in replies and some thought-provoking questions and still get the benefit of that group.